And just like that, you blink your eyes and the Steelers are playing again. So this week, the Steelers will take on the Cleveland Browns, and it is on a short week. It is on a Thursday night. And so that is why this video is releasing early. And it's kind of weird because we don't really get time to like digest our Ravens win, because now we have to flip that switch and head on to play the Cleveland Browns. And so the good news is we play the Cleveland Browns this week. The bad news is we're coming off of a 4-game rest. I think this is terrible that the NFL does this. I understand the NFL does not care about player safety, but I still hate that they do this, and I don't think it's fair to the players. The other thing that sucks for us is that we just played the Ravens. And so anytime you play the Steelers or the Ravens in the AFC North and then have to go to another game and play another AFC North opponent, it's brutal. And so for this game, I'm just really worried about us making the transition, going very high to playing this Ravens team and then going to play this Browns team that's just not very good. I'm hoping that because the Browns are not very good, that will actually help us with this game. I hope that the Steelers just come in and they're focused and they're able to do what they need to do, because I will be honest and say, historically, this would be a Steelers trap game. A team that is not good, a team that is not doing really anything great, but Jameis Winston has been good, but everything else has been awful. I really hope the Steelers come in and take care of business and show some growth here. I don't want this to be a trap game. But let me talk a little bit more about this on the other side of this video. So as I said on the other side of this, we are coming off of a game, playing a game on Sunday. We have four games to rest. But the good news is the Browns are also coming off of playing a game on Sunday, and they also have 4 games rest. They also had to travel to New Orleans. We did not have to travel. And so Cleveland is only 2 hours from Pittsburgh. So, you know, it just kind of is what it is. Obviously, our competition was a little harder, but it is what it is. Like, this is football. We have to show up. We have to be ready to go. And I know Mike Tomlin isn't going to make any excuses for this team. And so I'm not going to sit here and make any excuses for this team. I expect them to show up. I expect them to run the ball. I expect the offense to look better than it did today. And I expect them to do every single thing that they're supposed to do, because that is my expectation of the Steelers team. And so having said that, there's a couple of things that I've been looking at the Browns. The Browns are a hard team to scout, because when you're playing against a football team that's not very good, you don't know what to expect. You don't know if this is the game where the running game actually works. You don't know if this is the game where the passing game actually works. But then you look at how the Browns played New Orleans. Jameis Winston had an amazing game, no turnovers, but they still lost by 21 points. So I don't really know what to make of this Browns team, and I don't really want to go in on them because I don't know enough to know what's going on. I will say, though, shameless plug, if you ever want to laugh, go #Browns after a game that they might lose. It's actually funny. But seriously, I don't really know what to think of this Browns team. And I always say, bad teams scare me because you don't know which team is going to show up. You don't know if the bad team is going to show up that wants to quit, that's going to give up, it's going to show up because, quite frankly, sometimes some of these bad teams look like they want to quit. Or you don't know if this team's going to get up to play because the Steelers are rolling into town. And I know not everybody thinks this, but like when the Steelers roll into town and you have a chance to knock them off in a division rival, anybody in any division would get up to play this game. So I don't know what to expect from this Browns team. I've been doing research. Obviously, I've looked at the data. I've looked at the statistics. Statistically, the Browns just aren't very good. They don't do anything great. They just don't do anything very good. Their offense isn't very good. Their defense isn't very good. So in some ways, they're middle of the road in some things, and in other things, they're last or fighting to be last. So I don't know what to make of this. The one thing I do know is they did just lose their left tackle, so that might impact them, but their offensive line was already bad as it is, so I don't really know how much difference that's going to play. So making this video is super hard for me. So what I'm going to do is talk about the 3 things that I'm going to be looking forward to when the Steelers play them, mainly because no matter what the Browns do, these 3 things are going to matter no matter what Browns team shows up. So I'm just going to take it at that. The first thing I'm going to mention here is our offense has to show up. Our offense is going to have to score points, because what happens in these games is if we allow the Browns to sit around, to hang around with us, to think that they can compete with us, they're going to think that they can compete with us. And so the offense has to show up and score points in this game. It is not going to be good enough just to get field goals because the Browns are at home. And I'm telling you, in Cleveland, they do not like the Steelers. They absolutely positively do not like the Steelers. So if we keep them in this game, then that is going to concern me. So for the first thing I'm going to be looking for, the first thing I'm going to be looking for is, Can the Steelers come out on offense and actually have an offense against this Browns team? I think that's going to be important. Second thing I'm going to be looking for is this defense creating turnovers. I think turnovers is the best way to stop the momentum going forward where it is the Browns. I think anytime you are a bad team and you get momentum, the way that you usually win is because that momentum carries you into winning. So my hope is the Steelers can get some turnovers and obviously score points off those turnovers to be able to make a difference. The good thing for us heading into this game, the Browns have only scored 20 points in one game this year. So in all of their other games, they have scored under 20 points. So I need the Steelers to come out and score points, because scoring points is going to be the greatest equalizer against this team that hasn't been able to score points lately. So I'm going to be curious to see how this defense comes out and play, because I think that's going to be a key to this game. The other thing I'm going to be interested to see is how the Browns run against us this week. I think for me, I've said this in a lot of my videos. I think when a team can come in and they can run aggressively and you can't stop the run, it's demoralizing. And the one thing that you're able to do against a team that's usually easier and a team that's had a hard game is you can run against them. Their bodies are a little achy. They're not really feeling up to it, and it can be a hard challenge. Now, I think when it comes to running games, I think the Steelers have a better running game than the Browns. So obviously the Steelers being able to run the ball will be great, but I'm curious to see how the Steelers defend the run when it comes to the Browns. And so I think the running games are going to be very important here, because I think whichever team wins the running game battle is probably going to win this game. I don't know why I feel that way. It's just kind of like my gut is just telling me like running in this game is going to be super important. And I don't know if that is because the Browns haven't been good at running the ball. And I don't know why that's coming up to be. Like, I could be totally off here, but I'm going to be very curious to see how these run games show up, because I think whoever has the better run game will win. I don't know why I'm thinking that, but I'm actually feeling that way. And so I'm just going to go with it and trust myself. So I'm going to be looking at the running games come Thursday night. I think it's going to be very important. I'm going to be looking at the Steelers offense. The Steelers offense has to score touchdowns. They have to look better on offense than they did against the Ravens. What we did against the Ravens is not good enough. We have to show up and we have to be better. That is not good enough, and I don't want that to be our standard. I want how we've been playing to be the standard. And then the third thing I'm going to be looking for is obviously just, can this defense create turnovers? Because I think the turnovers are going to help us with the momentum, and they're going to give us that confidence, because honestly, I'm trying to get the Browns to back off. I'm trying to get them to quit. I'm trying to get them to stop tackling. I'm trying to get the Browns to look up at the score and to make some business decisions and be like, I don't want to do this. I can't wait to be on a plane Friday morning. I don't want to be in this game, and I don't want to be hitting these guys. These guys are annoying. I'm tired of them. So those are the things I'm going to be looking for. If you're going to ask me to pick this game, I'm going to pick the Steelers to win this game. The Steelers better not disappoint me and fall into a trap game. If the Steelers fall into this trap game, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to be pissed, and they better not do that. Historically, this is a trap game for the Steelers. I think the Browns are 2 and whatever. They haven't been doing anything great. Their fan base is fed up with them. Everybody's annoyed. Everybody wants everybody fired. This offensive line has been atrocious. This offense has been really bad. Yes, they have some weapons. Yes, it's still in the NFL. Yes, guys are still playing for their jobs. Yes, they still have Myles Garrett. Yes, they still have a bunch of things. But my hope is the Steelers come out and take care of business and do not lose to a bad team. I don't want to see that on Thursday night. I need them to come in, and I need them to take care of business on Thursday night. And I'm going to just leave that where it's at. So I'm picking the Steelers to win. The scoring, I don't even know what to say, but I really hope this offense comes alive. I really hope that they remember that we have Mike Williams, and I just really hope that things look better on offense than they did. I hope that exact same defense shows up, though, because I need that defense. That defense was phenomenal, not that offense. I want the special teams and the defense. I don't want the offense. I need them to change. Are you excited to see the Steelers and Browns play on Thursday night football? I don't know. It's kind of weird, but whatever. But I will end this video here. Don't forget to like if you like this video, and don't forget to add a comment below. I like when people add comments and I can like engage with what people are saying. It's kind of fun. The Steelers better take care of business. They better not fall into a trap game. I don't want to see that crap, but as always, here we go.